psychopath on the internet.
Right, with Ethan specifically accusing Hasan and other creators of, at the very least, minimizing what the subreddit has done, and at one point appearing to suggest that Hasan's fans were responsible for the CPS call and other targeted harassment towards him. And that, as Hasan and Ethan have been at odds for a long time now. They're former friends, former podcast hosts, and there are a lot of recent tensions that are tied to their opposing views around this. Their relationship and the fallout, it's long and storied. But going back to Ethan's video, he then went on into more context as to why the CPS call specifically accused him of letting his kid eat feces off the floor, and he showed a stream from the beginning of the month where a creator by the name of Denims reacted to a creator by the name of Bad Empanada.
The house is just like...
Meanwhile, you had no idea of any of this at all? Yeah, I don't. But it doesn't stop people from speculating that I'm secretly coordinating all of this. I'm entangled in a deep, dark conspiracy. It's just like... Bro, you can get scared of your own shadow at this point and be like, nope, that was Hasan. Hasan is the reason why I'm afraid. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Fit in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it.
How is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit.
With Ethan also pointing out that the chat was encouraging CPS to be called, but also Ethan said the idea that his kids eat feces has been taken out of context from a story that he told around a month ago. Right, and that because he previously talked about how his dog has an infection that caused it to have.
Boner Box was talking about how you install Reddit mods and a bunch of subs the other day. Bro, what? No. You're fucking joking. Like, see, look, this person's just said, I filed another report at your command center. This person is obviously fucking joking, okay? Is it a subject that is not a laughing matter? I agree. I don't think it's a subject that's a laughing matter. But this person is not making fun of the subject itself, but rather how silly the claims are that I'm somehow involved in this. Now, you can take that and screenshot it and post it on the fucking H3H production subreddit, which has become a subreddit, ironically enough. And you can have, I don't know, maybe 1,000 upvotes talking about how Hasan's community is actually actively doing this, actively making fun of it, making light of a situation. This is how it works. This is why I also feel like it's hard to get full of any kind of situation off of the scene of a podcast, you know? A lot of the context is lost. Also, the money Hasan doesn't even think he's already up. Calm down. You're not wrong, but chill out. Okay.
Have diarrhea, and then their baby, who's crawling around the house all the time, also started having diarrhea. So they assumed that the baby might have caught the dog's infection, not from eating the dog's poop, but from constantly touching or licking any surface that the dog and its getting fur came into contact. So there, you had Ethan saying that it turned out that the baby didn't actually have the same infection as the dog.
Phil not pointing out that Ethan runs a Snark Reddit and podcast and YouTube channel with the same bias? No, it's not. Come on, dude. Phil DeFranco is a fucking YouTuber. He's not gonna call while he's talking about Ethan Klein in the most sympathetic light for understandable reasons, because he is a victim in this process. At least with all readily available information, it is reasonable to make the assertion that like the CPS call was not exactly appropriate. In that situation, he's not going to turn around and be like, yeah, Ethan Klein has been running a subreddit against Hasan. Like, that's like insane expectation that you guys have. Come on.
Just some general baby diarrhea, but that's also where the whole notion started with Ethan adding.
And that's why they called the CPS. Because my 10-month-old baby, who is just starting to eat solid food, had diarrhea.
In the video, we then see Ethan go on to post a story from the creator, Bad Empanada, where he claimed he was behind the CPS call and then accused Hasan of supporting him and other streamers who feed into this snark. Right in there, accusing other creators like Denims of being insensitive about how serious the CPS call was, and pointing to a moment where Denims said it wouldn't impact his kids because they're so young.
Create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old. It's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old. There's a wide variation about the mean across methods, cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is
what? Oh no. I'm watching other content creators fall in this trap. I fall into this trap all the fucking time. The trap of responding to a chatter And then I suspect, look, I don't know anything about what Denim said on this matter, okay? But I'm willing to bet that Denim's probably also said calling CPS on Ethan is not appropriate. I'm sure. Like, but if the only takeaway is carefully clipped shit that makes it seem like she is in defense of calling CPS, and that's the only thing that gets posted on LSF, that's the only thing that gets posted on Ethan's subreddit, that's the only thing that gets posted on Destiny's subreddit, and that's the only takeaway that someone like Philip DeFranco is going to have from this process. Most people don't scratch the surface beyond the information that is packaged neatly for them that goes along with a certain bias. The only way to avoid this kind of thing is to not even respond to a chatter and actively try to defend your position, because then Ethan will use it in his video to make it seem like you fucking might as well have called CPS on him. You know? She said it multiple times. She even said to direct any anger you have calling political representatives. Yep. There's no reason to engage in this. There's an entire economy of streamers representing the left, but dragging out YouTube drama content like this, knowing you are going to tank this grow up. I mean, they can cover whatever the fuck they want. Tell them not to cover something. I don't have any control over them. They are adults in their own, okay? Like, calling CPS is good. Okay, dude. But yeah, that's just how it goes. I know that's how it goes.
He's 3.5 years old. You're not really forming.
He's pretty funny to like I fucking have no knowledge of these events that transpired. No interest in entertaining the claims like absolutely ridiculous. And actively anti-calling CPS on YouTubers, unless they're like fucking family tubers that are very It's like, how the fuck am I getting involved in this? How am I mentioning this at all?
You literally just read out of your mouth that the average adult starts forming memories at what is happening? Her defense for of our family and to interrogate our 3 and 5-year-old that don't worry, kids don't remember stuff.
But then from that, Ethan goes on to focus on how he thinks that snark pages at large have just gone too far. He's saying that they knowingly spread false rumors, accusing the mods of doxing it.
You know what I was doing at that time, dude? You know what I was doing at that time? I was covering fucking Trump's tariffs, okay? Because I don't think, Ethan doing whatever the fuck is all that relevant. And in terms of, once again, the CPS being called on him, I think it's completely unacceptable. That's my position. Holy fuck. I don't think you're like actively defending the Palestinian cause by doing such things. I don't even think anyone in this community did it anyway. I think it's like a fucking. I think that's a silly ass way to like get me involved in this conversation so that I say something and then they can be like, he has to call out his own community. It's like, no, it's not my fucking community that did this. I will never entertain that shit. Okay, get the fuck out of here. We got adults in here. Motherfuckers are more worried about egg prices and tariffs and what that's doing to their 401ks rather than, tackling the minutia of Ethan's commentary on a day-to-day fucking basis. The only time I ever talk about Ethan is when I'm addressing a very clear, very active, ongoing smear campaign that he's engaging in, where he has lied in such an obvious fucking way in an attempt to also turn around and desperately brigade some podcasts that I've been a part of or whatever. That's the only time I ever fucking bring this shit up. Poor Hasbro.
His office and attic.
Has Reddit done anything? Despite us complaining, making noise, reaching out for the past 2 years about this snark community?
But I'm going on to say that not only has Reddit not helped, but he believes they're protecting these snark groups. And that in part because he's trying to get these pages taken down, but that's resulted in no long-term success. And this is other major creators have been able to get them and also explain it.
This is one of my favorite examples. He made a subreddit called Snark to make fun of Snark subreddits in general. And the community was actually starting to pick up steam and become pretty active. Well, it was removed. Why was it removed?
You made a Snark subreddit? Bro, get off Reddit, dog. What are you doing? I already had this exact experience a long ass fucking time ago with LSF and with Destiny's subreddit, which still are active vectors of hate. Okay? LSF, Livestream Fails, used to be a blossoming community where everyone could gather and figure out what the fuck was going on Twitch. Then LSF was created all the time, consistently, and then literally exchanged ownership into the hands of someone who was petitioned to be Sex Pestini's Orbiter of the Year, Stale 2000, who used to work at Twitch and became an active and prominent member of Destiny's community, and also simultaneously became the mod of LSF as an Orbiter. He still is very active in Destiny's community. They openly say all the fucking time that they're manipulating LSF with regular frequency. Sometimes Destiny's community yells at Stale 2000 for not, whipping the fucking the LSF community in Destiny's favor because too many people know about his sex crimes now. You now get banned if you mention Epstein's sex crimes at all for 28 days. That's hilarious. All they're gonna do is basically melt the entirety of the subreddit user base at that point. What exactly does it mean when you have ownership of the subreddit? This is like a hostile takeover. Basically, he became the main moderator of LSF. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this shit up is because you can either try to actively go to war with the subreddit, but people have a shit ton of time on their hands. And those people who have a shit ton of time on their hands are always going to win that battle of attrition. Or you can just stop looking at these things. Stale said, I don't want to be an influencer. I want to have influence. He's still pushing the sex fest. Destiny questions Elon Musk's intelligence. 31 comments. Wow, what an amazing clip. Guess we can't all be as smart as someone sending non-consensual sex tapes to a Discord kitten they never met in person. Is this the guy famous for recording a Grindr hookup without consent? He can't go anywhere without people obviously bringing up his sex crimes. Okay, he just can't go anywhere without it. So they can try and actively delete comments, naysayers, people who his sex pest behavior all day, every day, but it doesn't fucking matter. I've been sending you the link of E admitting to creating a Snark subreddit about you. You notice that we created a subreddit, supposedly it was not him. What is this? Oh yeah, I saw this. I'm gonna talk about this in a second. What? Ethan
I have to imagine that they are actively participating in it. Because why, when somebody makes a Hassan Pike or Snark, it gets banned immediately for harassment.
What?
And I have to imagine that they are actively participating in it. Because why, when somebody makes a Hassan Piker Snark, it gets banned immediately. for harassment.
I don't know what to say about it. I know that there were some Hasan snark pages that were created. I think it was Dan Saltman and Destiny's community that made them, but because they obviously violated the rules of Reddit, I think they got taken down. That's what they constantly bring up, because they were like openly trying to brigade, like they were using the subreddit to fucking do mass clips. I don't know if Ethan was involved in that alongside Dan Saltman, or if he accidentally said that, but he meant like, Destiny made the subreddit, but he accidentally said meow. What is this? Literally this? What the fuck is this?
Reddit, where you decentralize and everyone.
Well, you know there's a new subreddit, by the way. If you guys haven't subscribed. So, no, there's not. There is a new subreddit. It's reddit.com/r/Hasan Hiker.
Isn't that his?
That isn't it.
Is that not his?
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is the Hasan subreddit. Yeah.
Hasan's friends bring a Jeopardy and Demon Time. Hasan comes get a one What?
Did you get it?
People that
This is old Reddit. This is old Reddit. No. Who has this?
this was just for a long time. Someone saw how
It was DDG's community that created them. They were banned because the mods violated the no contacting advertiser rule for their own sub. Yeah, that's what I heard about that. All of this happening without my knowledge, by the way, which is even funnier. Like they're actively making stuff. They're actively making stuff and then failing on their own, and then like it's like that meme of the fucking person that gets on a bicycle and then stabs the fucking tire of the bicycle and then goes, how could someone else do this to me? That's what they're doing. Like they're just shadow boxing and constantly punching themselves in the fucking face. Oh, dude, this much investment, it cannot be good for your soul, dude.
Saying that he got, and they're like, you know what, I don't want to be involved with this, but they gave it over to someone else, and then that person was like, hey, listen, I'm going to start using that. Fucking awesome. Go for it.
So how does Hasan fit into this broader picture?
Hasan is...
You don't want it banned, right?
I don't care about Hasan. Hasan is the gun. Dan Clancy's the man shooting the gun. Do you blame the gun, or do you blame the man?
True. But it's a sentient.
You want to ban guns?
It's a sentient gun. It's a sentient gun.
Oh, sentient.
The gun's choosing to shoot.
Okay.
It's just being held up. Do you?
And who's
it's being supported.
What about?
Why do you focus on all this gossip? Bro, what are you talking about? This is literally someone talking about creating a snark subreddit against me, and then Ethan used that as an example where he accidentally said that he was involved in the creation of this snark subreddit against me, and he's using that in his video where he's saying Hasan was able to take out his own snark subreddits. I didn't. Like, why wouldn't you chatter if this is about me? It would be on my fridge. Like, what am I supposed to do? Bro, I love gossip. I think he probably said we in that clip on accident. Like, I don't think he actually created it, but maybe he did. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know what level of mania he's fucking operating on.
move for harassment.
With Ethan then claiming that the community is reopened,
But I don't know why he would actually actively create a snark subreddit for me when he uses his relatively active subreddit as a snark subreddit for me. There's like posts on there talking about like what clothes I wear, how shitty I look, like every little thing that I do, they've decided they're against now. Even if like it corresponded to their worldview prior, they've completely dropped that. No more politics. It's just their only expression of politics is now anti-Hassan. Yeah, they talk about how my glasses are fake, dude. What the fuck? So I don't know why he would ever create a snark subreddit specifically dedicated to me when he's just using his own subreddit for that purpose anyway. Even with the Noah bit, none of them watch just talking shit. Yeah.
The new moderator was also a moderator for one of the H3 snark pages. And with that, arguing that these platforms are protecting people who go after
So
it.
here we are, where it's acceptable to call child protective services on people as an act of political protest. On a website, Reddit, in which they do not care, they protect it, they enable it.
I saw a clip calling you racist for saying Korean men are pretty sexist. Holy moly. That's not going to get a lot of mileage in the Girly Pop Nation, let me tell you, okay? Girly Pop Nation knows what the fuck is going on with the gender wars in Korea. I was wrong about the gender wars in Korea. I thought it wasn't that significant. I didn't realize how bad the problem truly was. This doesn't mean every single Korean man is a fucking I was gonna say racist. Every single Korean man is a sexist pig or whatever, but god damn, dude. Shit is busted out there. We're moving in that direction as well, don't get me wrong. But anyway.
At what point has this gone too far? And how much worse can it get before something is done about it?
Right, as far
In response to the Giardia and CPS situation, they made a compilation of Kaya pooping / peeing in the house and being potty trained. They're fucking crazy. Shut the
Preguntaron
fuck
a
up.
los chicos, me dice Martín de Mar del Plata, vos de Córdoba. Yo me puse a pensar, digo, ¿será la prima de Mateo Carolio? Porque yo fui a la salle con él, después se mudó al bosque, a la casa del frente de la casa de mi vieja, y tenía como la memoria, viste, florentina. Digo, ¿no será algo?
Okay.
¿Está ahí?
That seems pretty crazy. Kind of want to watch the compilations now to relive Kaya's fucking glory days. Look at her ass now. They're unhinged. They clipped the piss maxing. Yeah. Notice how there are pads on the ground. Compilation of Hassan talking about his dog pooping and peeing inside of his house. 1K upvotes. Love this. It's almost as if this is a normal aspect of dog / animal ownership. Who knew? But also, Ethan and Hila never said that their dogs poo or pee inside the house. I've never said... What the fuck? The only time I made an inference was when I said, my dog is trained. That's it. And his dogs are objectively not. That's it. Why the fuck does this have 1,000 upvotes? Because Kaya is very cute. Lead by example. Maybe she needs to see her dog dad poop outside. There's also mine. Goblin technique. Kaya decided, oh, it's time to fucking piss. Oh, look at how fucking cute she is, dude. Look at that. Look at that little nugget. She was so tiny. I cannot believe that is the same dog. Literally all over the house. I will be pissing everywhere, looking directly at you. I'm falling asleep after a long night of pissing all over the fucking house, and then came back and then pissed in the middle of the living room, and I said, no, stop it. And then she turned around and did not proceed to stop it. She still had so much piss left in her. Started running away and pissing at the same time. Just running and piss maxing, dude. And she thought that like it wasn't her in the wrong, it was I in the wrong for being upset at her pissing in the fucking middle of the goddamn house. Pooped inside in a random place that we didn't even find out until later. But lately has been just going out there, looking around, hanging out, and then coming back inside to pee, which is very frustrating. She just looks right at you, walks in, looks right at you, takes a shit or a piss directly inside of the house. Everyone around me is sick. My mom is sick. I went to go work out this morning, and I told my mom to take care of her for a little bit. And immediately, she was like, "Oh yeah, I brought her outside, and then she played, and then she came back inside and pooped in her office, and then pooped in another like twice. An absolute pooping monster. Look at her. Oh, it's so funny. Did you get Giardia? No, I did not get Giardia. What the fuck? No. This is all when I was training her. Notice how there is a training pad right there? I was training her to piss and poop outside. Also, I don't have kids, and I very famously picked it up immediately after the incidents occurred. What the fuck? This is a dog shit argument? Yeah. It's cute. It's unhealthy that someone was like, oh, I'll show him a compilation of Hassan talking about his dog pooping and peeing inside of his house. And they're like, yeah, it's not to call what? Like, Child Protective Services? Like, the fuck? When's the last time she had an indoor accident? A couple of weeks ago, she had diarrhea. Like, she was sick. And she rushed into the bathroom and just laid one out. But she's good now. I mean, but it was because she was sick, to be fair. But other than that, she has not had any incidents. Call CPS cute puppy spectators. It's pretty funny because, like, Kaya is off-leash trained as well. So, I mean, she's incredibly well trained, as you guys literally know. So this is the process that it took. This is the process that took to get her well trained. But yeah, I mean, this is a testament to this subreddit being utilized as a snark page. But anyway, weird stuff overall.
As far as the reaction to that video, I mean, if you go into the comments, you have a lot of people agreeing with him that it's just gone too far, that targeting children is not okay, right? And that sentiment appearing to come from both people that support him as well as people who have historically not liked him. Folks writing things like, regardless of people's opinions on it, you would think everyone could agree that getting CPS involved is unreasonable. Others focusing on the fact that whoever called CPS diverted resources away from someone who may have actually needed them. But then all of that, while on the opposite side of the internet, including on some of those snark pages, you have people questioning the validity of Ethan's CPS story. It also had some people that Ethan called out responding, or Bad Empanada posted these on his Instagram story, but then also calling out Ethan, saying that he encourages his fans to go after
Ethan does do that, like a lot, which is pretty crazy. Like a lot more than I think is I mean, there's not like any amount that is appropriate, but he does it like way, like that. Also that
No sé, eso supongo.
he does it on Instagram for the most part, so it's, I guess people don't report it, but like if you
¡Susana!
live stream on Twitch, you would
¿Dónde? Márcamelo.
banned. Like if
Lo
I
aniquilo.
do that, I would instantly get banned. Other streamers have been
Me
banned.
está jodiendo que está allá, man.
Racist don't know. People have tried to get me banned.
Está agarrando la tarjeta, boludo.
In a donation, and me being like, I have your email. Why would you give me your fucking email when you're saying the N-word? Like, why would you associate your email with like saying the N-word? And people are trying to like threatening the
Puta,
doc,
boludo.
which I never did, for the record. Like, I never doxed any of these people, but
¿Qué mierda se cree, culiao?
the only reason why I'm explaining this is because, like, that's the level of rigidity with Twitch's terms of service.
Me callo, no.
Deciding that someone is a bad person and actively doxing them to your audience, and then having that
Tormenta.
person and their whole family get
Estamos bastante lejos, vámonos. Oh.
Additionally, with Hassan reacting on stream to the claim that his fans are behind the CPS call by saying,
Why in the ever-loving would I ever do that, or even one of my fans would ever do that? He said that? Is there anything that happens on the planet to Ethan that I am not responsible for?
¿Quieres botiquín?
Why I would never do that? Because I'm not Ethan Klein.
Toma.
Okay? That's right. I would never in a million years entertain such a thing. Never, ever, ever. The fact that people have done that is also insane. I don't know who did it. I don't know what they did. But the notion that, like, I would ever entertain that is insane. It's pure projection.
Acércate de última, te rayo de nuevo acá.
It's quite literally projection. I have not done a fraction of what he has done to me.
with Hassan then saying that he's made it clear that he thinks our page is
Bueno, vamos a tener que seguir corriendo, boludo.
a lot of that in a statement to us today, writing, I think random people calling
Pero estamos
CPS
hablando al orto, es lo mismo que nos pasó recién.
completely
Un minuto y medio y nos entretenimos matando a esos giles.
care of the kids when he's working. Wasting government resources and possibly freaking out little kids of a YouTuber you don't like is gross behavior. I hope Ethan and his family are okay. Now, ultimately, as a reporter,
¿Qué?
that is where we
No.
of course keep in mind.
That's journalism, baby. Reaching out for a quote. Why did they ask you for a
Ahí te
statement?
diré.
Like, why is the onus on you to respond to that? I mean, I'm happy that they did. I don't know why. I hope that, you know, people don't come away thinking that I take responsibility over this, because I do not. That is fucking nutty. Hassan, owner of K9 Magazine. We'd love to offer you a cover. We're QK's first cover. Please don't hold that against us. We're looking for socially responsible dog owners that have... What? Responsible dog ownership? We have a dog overpopulation crisis? What the fuck is that? I'm good, man. No, I'm not gonna fucking do that. That seems like an insane bit. It seems freaky. That seems freaky. Anyway, I don't know.
And with the people that we're talking about being content creators, it's moving at the speed of the internet. But for now, what I want to do is say, you know, that is the story, that's the news. I'd love to know your thoughts. And I do want to share a bit of my opinion here. You know, I can't speak to the back and forth between Ethan Klein, Hassan Piker, or any of these other creators involved. But what I can say is that to call CPS to harass a creator or someone you do not like is genuinely fucking insane. It is disgusting. It is wrong. It's not just a waste of government resources. I would argue this is just a different version of trying to swap someone. If someone gets swapped,
Yeah, I agree with this, by the way. I think it's fucking ridiculous. Now, of course, if information comes out that it was like his doctor that did this or some shit, obviously that's very different. I doubt it, though. It doesn't seem, it doesn't seem like a valid concern from someone. It does seem like someone just directly it feels like someone just like made this call and did it so that CPS would go and have to look into it and investigate it. And part of the reason why
Tengo pasos.
they had to, they just like used these clips that of him talking about his dog pooping or whatever, and then they were like, "This is enough evidence." He said on air that he told him it was someone he knew. Also, what am I supposed to do? Look up like fucking South Protective Services? Operate in California? Like, I have no reason to investigate this. I'm gonna take it because of what I do know about the ways in which content creators get fucking routinely harassed. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
spotted, you want to harass, you want to scare them. Worst case scenario, someone gets
Ya tenés.
killed. If someone knowingly calls CPS,
Igual no va a parar, necesito
they're
uno.
trying to harass you, they're trying to scare you, and then worst case scenario, the system is fucked and you lose your family. And I'd want to see the people responsible for fake CPS
tengo
calls
una.
punished in a similar fashion to swatting calls. I mean, how many stories have we covered over the years where there are children that are genuinely being abused and mistreated and need help, and you're fucking taking resources away because you want to harass a YouTuber? That's not warranted. It doesn't get validated or get a pass whether I like the person or I fucking hate the person. You know, ultimately, that is the story, and then separately, my opinion, and then of course, I'd love to know your thoughts in those comments.
A rich white family, but hate? I mean, yeah, that part is what kind of makes it even more ridiculous. Like, he has the resource to take care of children. Like, come on, dude. Like, the way I think about it is like, the CPS, like, separating Ethan's kids from Ethan is going to cause unimaginable harm to his children and Ethan as well. Like, as opposed to him being a responsible parent, which I have no reason to believe he's not. His delusions online do not factor into this consideration, you know? And he said in his latest video that there's a massive conspiracy and collusion between Twitch and Reddit to harass him. What? Reddit board member down to Twitch, Michael Seibel, is currently the board of... What? Okay. Yeah, no, it's... Hassan controls the media. Hassan controls Twitch. Hassan also controls Reddit.
Ah, puta madre.
You should have Google Map image of Reddit and Twitch headquarters being close to each other and try to connect the dots. That's crazy. That's like some fucking InfoWars style thinking right there. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway.
Bueno.
Turks control my media. Why else would be getting big, burly, sexy men on my screen 24/7? True. What is this? If Hassan wasn't hot, no one would ride him this hard. 900 uploads. Sorry, it's unfair in the harsh truth of our society, but it's truth nonetheless. Why are so many of my haters constantly talking about how much they want to fuck me and ride me? It's crazy. Thank you for the compliment. So much of this turns into stupid, sexy Hassan. God, I hate how fucking hot he is. Okay, we need to stop. We need to stop looking at this. Oh, you fucking hate it. He's sexy as hell.
¡Puta!
Oh. Oh. Oh, I hate that his sexy ass armpit is in my face. I want to smell it.
Ahí voy.
Okay, but someone did that. Like, in order to source all of those videos and put them into a woman,
La concha me dejó uno.
all of those videos, right? Like, on hour 2, you should
Puta madre, que me puta parió, boludo. Este juego del orto. Che, para, voy a tomar un descanso, me estoy viendo loco.
do this. Like, the second hour, you should have been like, I don't know if this is a smart thing to do. What have I done with my life? How did I get here? You know?
Bueno. Vamos.
He's got the tongue out, like on the side of his mouth, just like on fucking Final Cut Pro. He doesn't even have Premiere. Yeah. This one's gonna do numbers on the subreddit. Yo, that's crazy. Holy shit. Anyway, fuck. I can't believe this is what's happening in the world, dude. What the fuck? People need to die.